Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I'm doing something quite a bit different than pretty much any of my content, but just thought it would be a fun one. So this is going to be a book review. If you guys didn't know, I'm a part of a book club. We actually are called the Book Watchers. We only read books that have movies, or that were made into movies, I should say. We've read a few books that were movies that were made into books, but regardless, they have to be a pair. And so I thought it would be interesting to show you guys some of the books, some of the movies that you know and love so much. They're actually books, and we never would have found that out had we not been in our book club. So we are wrapping up year 3, and we read a different book every single month. So we're almost 36 books into this thing, and we're so excited. So I thought I would just share reviews of like some of the more popular ones, and if you guys want my thoughts on any of the other ones, then you can always just shoot me a message on Instagram. But I'm going to start out with the book Jaws. So you guys know how much I love sharks. By the way, this is Mace. He's going to be joining us today. He's not feeling well today, so he's not wanting to be put down, which is totally fine. Jaws, I didn't realize it was a book. First of all, I've loved the movie my entire life and had no idea it was a book. So I read the book this past summer. I did not like this book at all. I did not like it at all. It was very disappointing. It's weird because it's got like the same characters in it. But it focuses more on like this sort of love drama than it does the actual shark itself. And it doesn't have a very good ending. I'm not going to say a whole lot because I don't want to ruin them if you do want to read them, but this is Jaws by Peter Benchley. This did come before the movie, so the movie was what changed, but growing up with Jaws my entire life, I absolutely love the movie. Did not enjoy the book. I will never read that book again. This one is Safe Haven. If you haven't seen Safe Haven, you need to see Safe Haven. It's such a cute, cute love story. You really can't go wrong with one of his books. I feel like they're such a good read. Such cute love stories. But this book was great. I loved this book. I loved the book. I loved the movie. I think they were very similar. If I can remember back that far, they were pretty similar in the way that they read and how the movie was. This one, The Lovely Bones. Don't know if you've seen this or not. This movie came out, I want to say in like, I could be wrong, but it was like 2010-ish, around that time. Didn't like the book at all. Literally would not recommend the book. And having rewatched the movie, I also wouldn't recommend watching the movie again. They, altogether, both of them were not great. Now, the movie had some really spectacular actors in it, and actresses. Had Susan Sarandon and, oh my gosh, I'm going to blank on this, Mark Wahlberg, some really well-known actors and actresses. So it's well worth a watch, but I would not waste my time reading it. I did not find it a very thrilling read at all. Next one is The Kissing Booth. Oddly enough, I actually read The Kissing Booth back when I was in like middle school, and this movie did not come out until years later on Netflix. Very cute read, very cute movie. It's just your regular old teeny bopper. So if you like those kind of movies, rom-com, teeny bopper rom-coms, then this is your book, that's your movie. I liked the movie better than the book, but that's just me. Father of the Bride. This one was interesting. So, if you've ever seen the movie, it's got, oh my gosh, why am I blanking out on these names? Oh my goodness, so many. Diane Keaton, Steve Martin. I want to say it has Martin Short in it. I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure he's Frank. You need to watch the movie if you've never seen it before. It's got tons and tons of famous people in it. But the book is actually set in the 50s, so like way before the movie was set in. And it wasn't as an enjoyable read because I don't really enjoy reading stuff from the 50s. It was kind of odd. It talks about some of the customs, like the wedding customs back in the day, which are very much not the same as today. Eye for an Eye. Have you ever seen that? That's got... I'm absolutely terrible at remembering the names of these people. Oh my goodness. I can't even remember. Can't remember her name. You can look it up if you want to. Eye for an Eye. Fantastic, fantastic movie. Book, super different. Not great. Wouldn't recommend it. It's more about the vigilantes and like doing law, taking the law into your own hands and that kind of thing. I don't know, way different from the movie. It's hard to even compare the two because they have the same title and some of the same names. Sally Hunter, I think that's her name. But other than that, not really the same at all. A Simple Favor. So this one is Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. I don't like this book. I don't like the movie. Found out I didn't like either one of them, but they are very similar in the way that they read and the way that they play out on screen. So, well worth a watch and a read if you'd like something twisty and weird. This is it. I didn't care for it. Okay, sorry about that. My battery died. All right. So, keeping with what we were doing, I'm gonna keep going through some of the more well-known movies that we've read. More of the well-known movies that we've read the books of, I should say. The next one is The Lincoln Lawyer. This, I will say, so every year we come together at the end of the year, at the end of the book year, which actually runs from May to May for us, so that's when we started in 2020. Anyway, we come together at the end of the year, and we basically give out awards for the best book to movie combo, the best movie soundtrack, the best, and there's all tons of different categories, but the big one that you can win an award for is actually the best book and movie pick of the entire year. This one won it in year 2. Lincoln Lawyer won it in year 2. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is such a great book, and it's such a great movie. It's got Matthew McConaughey in it. I'm trying to think if there's any other, well, I'm sure there are. Yeah, there is. There is other well-known actors in that one. I can't think off the top of my head. But The Lincoln Lawyer, the book, is such a good book. It's such a good book, and it's such a great movie. And I think they even have like a Netflix series on it now. I haven't seen that, but I think it's got Neve Campbell from the Scream movies. So I will report back once I watch that. But this one is To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This one is a newer one out on Netflix within the past, I would say, like 8 years. Maybe even less than that, maybe even like 5 or 6 years. But it's got Lara Jean and Peter Kavinsky. Those are the two main characters. They are so cute. I love them so much. And the books are just as cute. They're just a teensy bit. There's teensy bits of differences between them. But honestly, they're pretty much the same stories. They're so cute. Again, following suit with The Kissing Booth. It's a very, very teeny bopper rom-com type of thing. But if you had to ask me between the two, I'm always going to choose these movies, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This is a 3-part series, and I believe The Kissing Booth is also a 3-part series, but To All the Boys I've Loved Before will always remain my favorite of the two. This one is actually a very, very new movie. This book, I believe, was written, let's see when this copyright was, 2021. So 2021, and I believe the movie just came out in 2022 in April or March of 2022. So it's only been out for a year. If you haven't watched the movie, it's a good one. The book is also really good, but they're different. It's weird. They're different. There's big differences in the movie and the book, but they're both, in my opinion, pretty good movies for what they are. Like, the book was good for what it was. The movie was good for what it was. It's like a little bit more twisted, gosh, how do I say this? Bigger budgeted Lifetime movie. That makes sense at all. Don't know if it does. Practical Magic. Practical Magic is a great movie. It's got Sandra Bullock and, again, not recalling her name at all. Don't know why, but she's also a huge actress. I wonder if it says it on here. Nicole Kidman. Sure does. Nicole Kidman, Sandra Bullock, they're sisters, and they star in this amazing movie with so many other famous people. It's a really good watch. And the book is just magical. We read this and watched this during Halloween one year, and it was such a good pick. I mean, it's got all the vibes, all the Halloween creepy, practical, magical, witchy vibes that you could want. And I'm not a witchy type of person, like a big witchy type of person, but this is just enough. And the last one I have just for this part of the video is The Woman in the Window. The Woman in the Window is actually pretty new as well. So it says the movie has Amy Adams, Gary Oldman, and Julianne Moore in it. It's a weird movie, y'all. It's a weird book. It's a weird movie. Would I watch it again? Maybe on a rainy day if I didn't have anything else to do. It wasn't a bad movie and it wasn't a bad book. I think I liked the book more than I did the movie, but I don't know. The whole premise of the story is weird and odd, and it's long and twisty, and so you kind of got to stick with it and focus. But anyway, it was a good read overall, and the movie, like I said, wasn't bad. So I would watch it again. Hello, sweet boy. Oh, he's falling asleep. So anyway, a good pick, but not my favorite. So I just picked those books out. I have a ton more to show you guys in this video, but I'm going to just be flying through those books and kind of telling you majorly if I liked them or didn't like them. But yeah, isn't it so weird how you can watch a movie and you can literally watch it for years and years and years and figure out that there was a book that was written before it, and sometimes that book is going to be even better than the movie that you've grown to love and know for like some of maybe even your whole life. Like, it's crazy. So anyway, I hope that you're enjoying the video so far. We've got so much more to go, and this one's going to be kind of a long one because it's a book club one, and I've been wanting to do this for so long because the very first book club video I put out years ago, you guys loved it. I had so many comments on people that were thanking me for book suggestions and stuff, and so this might not be my niche at all, and it for sure might not be what I actually like to film most of the time, but it's just a fun video, and honestly I wanted to do something sit down, something quiet and not a lot of energy in case he needed me, and he is just soundly sleeping, so I'm so grateful for that. So I'm gonna see if I can get him to lay down so that he can actually properly rest, and if not, I will go sit with him on the couch for a little while. So I'm gonna take a break with the video, but I'll be back. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes, or however long it takes for him to feel a little bit better. So see you then. Alright guys, so he is sleeping and relaxing finally. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm probably just gonna raise the audio on this while I'm editing, but we're gonna go ahead and go through the rest of the books that we've read in the book club, and I'm really excited to dive in. So we're gonna start with our Christmas picks. These have been all 3 of the Christmases that we've had in book club. The very first year was Skipping Christmas. Did y'all know this is Christmas with the Cranks? Fun fact, it's Christmas with the Cranks. So if you've never seen Christmas with the Cranks, that movie is absolutely, first of all, one of my favorites. Second of all, it's hilarious. It's got Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis, and I want to say, Dan Aykroyd, I think. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Anyway, it's so funny. The book is also really funny, but it's a little bit different. It's a very light, Christmassy, fun read if you want to read it in the month of December. It's not a cumbersome read. You're gonna fly right through it, and it's just gonna be a nice little delightful reading time. This one is the second one that we did, Miracle on 34th Street. This wasn't exactly like my favorite read in the world. It also wasn't my favorite movie in the world. It's a little bit old. So if you like things like that, go for it. That was not my cup of tea. The Mavericks Christmas Homecoming. This is actually a movie on Netflix called Christmas with a View. This book was not great. It was a bit on the romantic side, lots of romance. So if that's your thing, if you like the cheesy, super duper romantic books, you're probably gonna like this movie, or this book, excuse me. The movie is literally nothing like that. It doesn't have a whole lot of romance to it. It does have a love story, but it's not like very romantic, intimate type of thing going on. So take that for what it is. The next one we'll talk about is these love story kind of books. I already shared with you The Kissing Booth and then To All the Boys I Loved Before. We just read P.S. I Still Love You. That's the second book to All the Boys I Loved Before. This book was very, very cute. I loved the movie. I love both of these. My sister loved the book way more than the movie for that one. This next one was Me Before You. This was actually the winner of year one. This was the book and the movie set that won that award. And all I can say for this book is that it's truly, I don't know if riveting is the right word. You're just going to want to read it. You're just going to want to sit down and keep reading and figure out what happens in the end. It is a truly lovely story with a sad, it's so sad. It's so sad and so lovely and weird because I hate sad books, but this book and this movie set were completely adorable and will always be one of my absolute favorites. So yeah, please read this if you have it in you to read a kind of a lovely love story and with a little bit of sadness in it. Please read this. It's such a good book and it's such a great movie too. Next is going to be some weird ones that I didn't really enjoy. We'll go there. Little Women. Now, I will say I'm very, very well aware that this is a children's book. I don't know how, but it was the month that I was having Mace and I ordered the wrong book and I ended up just reading it. And everybody else read the regular book. But mine was just basically a very, 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 very paraphrased version of theirs. It's about four sisters, and I want to say it's set back in like maybe the 20s. I could be wrong. I don't know. I feel like it's the 20s. But I didn't find it that interesting. The movie was meh. I don't know. I didn't like the book or the movie. This one was another one, The Time Traveler's Wife. This book is mad weird. I would never read this again. I probably would never recommend it to anybody. The movie's better. It's got, I can't even think of her name. I don't know. You can look it up. The Time Traveler's Wife. It's a good movie. I probably wouldn't watch that one again either. Rachel McAdams. I think that's what it is. If you give me just a second, I can remember the people's names. Where'd You Go, Bernadette? This was a funny book to read. Funny, weird book to read. The movie was less interesting. They were both good, but the book was way better than the movie in my opinion, and the movie was just kind of meh. It was kind of just neither here nor there. I didn't really love it, didn't really hate it, just kind of in the middle. I'm gonna save that one for last. Let's see here. We'll just move on to a different category here. We're gonna move on to, and this is a good one because I feel like you've probably read this in school. If you haven't, you should because it's a great book. To Kill a Mockingbird. We did read this one. This is such a great book. Such a funny movie. It is in black and white, so if that's not your thing, you probably don't want to watch it, but black and white movies are also not my thing, but I love that movie. The movie and the book are so good. So good. This is the first book that we read in our whole book club, and it was so golden that we started with this book. It is Olivia Goldsmith's The First Wives Club, and if you never watched this movie, oh my gosh. First of all, you need to because it's so funny. The book and the movie there are very different parts, but it's all the same story. It's a big one, but you guys, it's so funny. It's such a good read. Like, it's not going to be one of those dry ones that you're like, come on, waiting for the book to be over. It's such a good read. You're not going to want to put it down. You're not going to want it to end either. And it's got some extremely well-known actresses, and it's like so many of them. Like, the actresses, there's like, I want to say 10 or 12 very famous actors and actresses in the movie. So if you want to, go check it out. It's so funny. And there's a really funny part in there if you end up watching that movie. If you see it and you watch the funny part, come back and tell me, because I'm not going to ruin it for you. But this one was One for the Money. This one was a cute fun read and a cute fun movie. It was nothing more than that. It wasn't a bad book by any means. It was, like I said, it was light, it was fun, it was a good read, and the movie was also light and fun. I probably think I enjoyed the book a bit more for that, which is weird because I had seen this movie years ago in theater before I even knew it was a book, obviously. I want to say it's been like 10 years since I saw it in theater, but when I watched it the second time I was like, oh, I think her name is Katherine Heigl, maybe? She's a terrible actress. In my opinion, she's just not a good actress. But yeah, I think she's got like a Boston accent in that movie and it's just like not great. So anyway, I am going to go through the books that were kind of twisty and thriller type. Mommie Dearest, a fantastic read. Carrie, you'll notice some Stephen King books in here. The Shining, Carrie, they're weird books. I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of weird. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, this is actually the book that was a movie first and then they made it into a book. So this is basically like literally like watching a movie but you're reading it. It's very weird, but a great story. First to Die by James Patterson. Fun fact, he is my favorite author. Love, love, love him so much. Dark Places, didn't like this book, did not like the movie at all. I would have to say Gillian Flynn is probably not my cup of tea when it comes to writing books at all. I did not like her style of writing, didn't like this book at all. She's also the author of Gone Girl. That movie was very weird. Yeah, so her books are not my cup of tea. Silence of the Lambs. This was my second least favorite book that we've ever read. I hate the movie, I hate the book. It is literally about a cannibal named Dr. Lecter, and he eats people. It makes me sick. Okay. Did I already show you this one? Oh, we've read two James Patterson's books. This one was my favorite of the two. This one, not great. Along Came a Spider. Weird book. The movie has Samuel Jackson in it, and I don't know who the other girl is. I don't know if she's famous or not, but the book was cheesy, or the movie was very cheesy. It was, well, it was made in the 90s, I think, so it was supposed to be cheesy, but still. Sweeney Todd. So Sweeney Todd is actually like a musical, like a Broadway musical, I think. I actually saw Sweeney Todd in the movie Jersey Girl, like a little part of one of the songs in Jersey Girl when they're doing the Sweeney Todd play. I saw that when I was a little girl. Like I was like 10 years old. And I grew up, and when I got married to my husband, we went and we saw the play Sweeney Todd, and we fell in love with the story and just how weird and kooky and super gross it is. I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, should I admit that? But yeah, loved the play. It was fantastic. I'm not going to tell you what it's about because it's rather disgusting. So if you have a stomach that is you easily get nauseous, do not read this, do not watch it. But there is a movie with Johnny Depp in it, and the movie is great too. Got great music, you guys, some great music. There's also a bunch of other famous people in the movie, but like right now I can't think of who they are. Girl Interrupted was a great read. I'm sorry, it was a great movie. Great. The writing style in this book, no. There is a ton of weird, like, hospital things in here, and I don't like to read just through stuff like that. I absolutely hate like reading through charts and stuff. I don't like stuff like that. So this book was really difficult for me to get through, for absolute sure, and yeah, that was rough. But the movie is so good. It's such a good movie. I mean, it's got some extremely famous people in it. It's got Brittany Murphy, Angelina Jolie, Winona Ryder, literally cannot, Whoopi Goldberg, so many famous people. This is the drum roll for the worst book and movie that I've ever watched, probably in my life, to be honest. The Good Liar. This book is about, here, how many pages is this? 330 pages. And about 320 of those are meaningless things to what actually the book is about. I did not find this book, all three of us were on the same page with this one. We were like, what are we even reading about? It was a bunch of random stuff and a bunch of crazy things and a bunch of cringy stuff until you got to the end and you were like, oh, okay. And that was it. It wasn't like a big hubbub ending, like you were like, oh, I get it now. It wasn't like a revelation type of thing. It was like, this book was terrible, and now we realize we just wasted a whole month of our lives on this read. Hoping to watch the movie because it's got some famous people, Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen. Movie wasn't great either. Movie was just as bad as the book, in my opinion. It was very weird, and all the stuff that didn't matter in the book wasn't even in the movie. It was the craziest thing. Didn't like this book at all. But that is everything that I have to share with you guys. All my book reviews, my movie reviews. I hope that you liked it. Like I said, if you want me to dive into like why I didn't like a specific book, or like all the different, or you want to just talk to me about the books, honestly, I would love that. Message me on Instagram, message me on Facebook, or just post comments down below, of course. And please don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed me talking about my books, so that I know whether or not to do another book club video way later down the road. And yeah, just let me know if you've read any of these books, if you liked them, if you've seen the movies, or if there was a book here that I shared with you that you didn't realize was a book. Like if you've watched the movie and you had no idea that it was a book. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So don't forget, I am going to be having a video out every single day in the month of March. I've been having so much fun making all this random, weird, different content for you guys. It's been really fun doing motherhood and homemaking content. This one was just a surprise for you guys. It's not really homemaking. It's not really mom. But it is part of me as a mother. I am in a book club that it's just been very fun and consistent for the past 3 years, and it was started during the pandemic, so it's been really fun. It's me and my cousin and my sister, and it's just the three of us, and we meet every week and we watch the movie at the end of the month. So anyway, that might be an idea, something fun that you can do with your best friends or your girlfriends, or you know, card club, or people that you hang out with, or your family, or something that can kind of keep you guys together, tied together. And we do it all over Zoom. We do Facebook videos, chats, Zoom meetings, and we hardly ever get together to watch the movies or anything. Everything is just done from our own homes, and so it's just a very cool way of doing things. But when we are together, like I said, we do get together every at the end of the whole book club year, and we are together, and we usually like get a hotel, or like last year we got an Airbnb, so it's been really fun. But anyway, my phone's ringing, I gotta go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.